Okay, last week we started talking about Gideon and how that God sent an actual angel to talk to him and called him a mighty warrior, even though he was hiding in order to thresh the wheat so the Midianites wouldn't take it away from him. And how that the first assignment Gideon had was to get rid of the idols. And that included tearing down his dad's idols. And that his dad said, you know what, if that's really a God, then let Baal take care of Gideon. You people don't touch him. So his dad stood up for him. We have to get rid of the idols in our heart before we can go on and do what God wants us to do. The next thing God told Gideon was, you need to gather an army and you need to go and fight to deliver Israel. And I am guiding you in this. The Midianites had heard that there were some stirrings going on in Israel, and they had gathered with their neighbors and were coming to attack them. So Gideon said, you know, I really hope that this is God talking, that he is going to deliver us, but before I pick up a sword and go fight, I want to make absolutely certain that it's God talking to me. So, this is what I'm going to do. God, if this is really you talking, I'm going to take this fleece off of a sheep. And a fleece is, after you cut all the hair off of the sheep, if you do it right, you've got one big piece, about the size of a crib blanket, depending on the size of the sheep, of course, but you got one big piece of wool that all sticks together. He said, I'm going to take this fleece, and I'm going to leave it out here, outside tonight, and if this is really you talking, God, let the fleece be wet when I get up in the morning, but let the ground around it be dry. So he went to bed. When he woke up in the morning, the fleece was so soaking wet, he wrung out a whole bowl full of water out of it. But the ground was absolutely dry. And he said, God, that really looks like you, but I really want to make sure. So tomorrow night, let the fleece be dry and the ground be wet. There is absolutely no way there could be enough dew for the ground to be wet, but a fleece to be dry, especially after it had been soaking wet the night before. So he went to bed. When he woke up in the morning, the ground was soaking wet and the fleece was completely dry. So it was definitely God speaking to Gideon. And today, if we want to know what God's will is definitively in an area, we do something similar, and we call it putting a fleece before God. And that's where this term comes from, is from this story. And fleeces they don't have to actually be a piece of wool, but they take many different forms for many different people. But that's where the term comes from. When you hear someone refer to putting a fleece before the Lord, it means they're seeking direction, and they've said, God, if you really want me to do X, then have Y happen so that I know it's your will for it to happen. Let's sing that song. Okay. Dad, can you help with the signs? I don't know why I can't remember the signs of this.
From glory to glory, he's changing me, changing me, changing me. His likeness and image to perfect in me. The love of God shown to the world. Changing me from earthly things to